Hello, everybody. We are here today on the Midas Touch Book Club, a book where the leading experts reveal their top secrets to winning big in business and in life. And today we're talking with our friend and co-author, Joshua Crabb, about his chapter called One Positive Comment. Hello, Joshua.
Hello, Jasmine. Thank you.
So I like the new look.
Facial hair free.
Facial hair free. You said that it was time to stop hiding?
Yeah. It was time to, I don't know what I was hiding from, but it was time to stop.
There you go. All right, well, today we have our friend Ivan, who's in Slovenia today. Hi, Ivan.
Hello. So we have another country today joining our conversation.
Yeah.
I'm in Slovenia. Yeah.
And our friend Lady Christopher.
Hi everyone.
How's our bird today?
She's good. I just gave her an offering of food, so maybe she'll pipe down.
All right. Well, I don't know if you guys reread the chapter. I'd already read the chapter a while back. So yesterday, before I went to bed, I read it again, and I want to say that I really love it. I really love that. You kind of like you got this epiphany. Like I was happy to see the word epiphany because I use it all the time. And you had this epiphany. And I love also that you're reinforcing that the only thing that we can control is ourselves. That's the only thing we can control. And so I just love that part. I mean, for me, that whole thing is about, okay, what can I do? Like, because I'm a little bit controlling sometimes, and and I love that I can't control anybody else but me.
Please tell to our listener that voice was not Christopher.
That's Miss Percy, who's also part of our group. She's the in-house psychic African gray parrot, and she commentates us. She opposes what we're saying.
So, Lady Christopher, what did you like of Joshua's chapter?
Well, the whole chapter, because he makes it so simple, and for people who are really struggling, one of the greatest ways to change is get that positive comment. Like, hold on to it. As he said, snap it up, put it in a box, share it, because that begets more positive. And it's so easy to go into the negative. And if you watch how your day progresses, it'll domino effect. So why not insert the positive comments so you have a positive domino effect? I loved his chapter.
Yeah, it was like, what I got was also, and I never seen it that way. I thought of it and I was like, oh yeah, how when you do a positive comment, you're making somebody else happy, but it has to go through you first. So you're making yourself feel better. You're not just making other people feel better.
And you're changing the molecular energy of the heart, which then brings more.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
And it's interesting too because I started this not really knowing what I was doing. Like it was one of those things that it was very. I want to say I'm like your typical person. I'm working hard. I'm out there and I'm focused on just getting through my days and getting through my life and trying to survive and do all that and I was so focused and pessimistic and we're not talking that long ago. I mean, I was just at a point to where I literally, and I did mention in the chapter, like my health was deteriorating very, very, very rapidly. like very rapidly. And, you know, I had this whack right over the back of my head. And it was just like, one day, you're going to die if you keep doing this. You are on the verge of having a heart attack. I mean, you're close. You're within hours of this happening. And, you know, and the things that I look at is that just like a lot of people go through this exact same thing, and then they just don't know what to do. And to me, it was just like, just start writing. Just start writing down the comments and stuff. And there were so many things that have developed from it and come from it that I didn't know at the time. I just listened, and I just started writing, and then started writing the comments. And there's some pieces to it that are very, very vital. Hand writing the comments are vital because it connects you to that comment. And it could be a comment from anywhere. It could be your own. It could be someone else's. But when you write it down, it becomes part of you. And then when you sign your name to it, that's extremely important too. You sign your name, you're owning it. You're committing to it. You're owning it, and you're saying, this is mine. So, you know, those are bits of that. And then the other thing that's come out of it too was I write my comments and stuff, and at this point, they're for me, but they're not for me. I don't know how many times I get somebody calls me or shoots me an email or sends me a message or something, says, oh my God, that is exactly what I needed to hear at this exact moment in time. And, you know, so then I started thinking, you know, or allowing myself to be more global than so focused on me, because it's not about me. It's about us as a universe and us together and creating this world of this positive energy. And those are just, this is what I love, those are just the people that have said something to me. What about the others that haven't? So anyway, that was, you know, you know, there's more to it, and I'll hit on it and stuff too, absolutely. But
Joshua, I had an epiphany as you were speaking about the heart attack. Our negative thoughts and our negative words are attacking our heart.
Yep.
There we go. So
yep.
Positive, heal it and open it. So we're having heart openings, not heart attacks.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and it's funny because I can tell you right now we're right exactly on track the way we're supposed to. I'm feeling my tingle going on right now. So it's like, yep, keep going, keep going. Yeah. Well, and you know me, I could keep talking all day.
But Yvonne was about to talk.
Yes. What I liked about the chapter, and I'm very grateful to Joshua because since I met him, and he was the first one I met of our group, I started to look at his video and looking at his website and trying to understand what was this magic, you know, that he received from these positive comments of the day, which might seem obvious, but it's something more. It's not obvious. It's something very deep that goes inside of you. If you keep writing or even thinking about and then writing when you can, a positive comment every day, soon they start to, you know, go inside, and you start to feel them even when you don't write them down or when you're not thinking about. They're inside of you. If you keep this habit, as he recommends, to write down a positive comment, it can really change your life. And what I noticed is that they might seem little things to do, but they pile up, you know. They add one to the other, and at the end you've got like a big box of jewels, because you remember what you remember what you wrote the week before or 2 months before. You go and you really find yourself with this big box of jewels, but sometimes we need to be encouraged, to do that, because it's easy to forget.
And you're absolutely right with that, Yvonne. And one of the things I realized, I started doing this, and it became very easy for me to do it. And I did it. And I've talked with people very, very close to me, and I found out that writing your very first one is the hardest one you will ever write, because it's opening yourself and you're actually exposing yourself in a way that most people have never done.
How did you transform this into a habit?
I honestly, I don't know. I just kept doing it. I just kept. One thing, when I first started doing this, I was commuting a long way for my job. I was driving about anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours one way every day for my job. And it gave me a lot of time to, meditate. And I mean, I love actually driving because it gives me that time. And I could meditate. And it was funny because by the time I got to work, I knew exactly what I was supposed to write down and what I was supposed to say. And so I would just do it. I would just write it down. And then, I think it was about 4 months later, it came to me, things changed a little bit with my traveling and stuff, and I was still able to, get the comments down and write those down. But then it became, make a video. You need to video this. It's so, like probably a lot of people, we start to overthink it. And if you overthink it, you actually never do it. And so I put a stop to that and said, I'm just going to do it. So I just grabbed my phone and started recording a video. That's why if you look at my videos, they're all raw. They're not a production. They come straight from, straight from my heart is where they're coming, straight from. And so you won't see great productions within my daily videos and stuff, because I will just hear, time to go do your video. And it's like, okay. And, some days it's not time, and it skips days and things like that. It's not the things that I control. Do I say them to myself over and over? Yeah, absolutely. Is it a habit? It's an internal habit with me now, too. And it's something that I do every single day. And even though I may not write them down anymore, or I may not do a video every day anymore, I'm cycling back. I feel my gravitational pull going back to doing that and providing that, because one, I think it helps to recenter myself. It allows me to open up and share what I have inside. And I think that if people were to do this, I mean, it would change the world. And it's such a simple thing to do. Even if you write one word: love, laugh.
But Joshua, genius, it's in the simple things. This is why your idea is genius, because it might seem obvious, but it is not. A positive comment can really change your day, then your week, and your life,
Well, and it has, because I am who I am now. I'm not who I wasn't. I was living a life that was not mine, because of the programming and because of, the things I thought I was supposed to do, supposed to be. And now, by doing this and going through this and allowing myself to become who I am, it has definitely opened my life, spiritually, physically, mentally, everything is just opened up. And, I look at it and I say, this was a great idea. I wish it were mine. It wasn't. It was given to me. That's when I was hit over the back of the head. I was told, you need to do this. And it was like I was driving. It was a literal wham! I felt it. Hit me in the back of the head, and I was like, all right, thanks, Grandma. 'Cause I know, it was my grandma. You know,
Joshua, I love that, you know, your explanation with using the time in your car. Years ago, my radio broke in my Jeep, and I was like, oh, this is great. Where most people will be like, oh, my radio is broken. I'm like, this will give me time to be really conscious of what my thoughts are and be in gratitude. And I'd be driving, and I'm like, I'm so grateful I have eyes that see color. And I'm so grateful for all the shades of green that I see. I mean, I'm so grateful for my prehensile fingers that can wrap around my steering wheel. And it would just go on and on and on, where I couldn't wait, and I'm pretty reclusive, but I couldn't wait to get in my car to do my gratitudes, because that's how I associated it. And it's such a great time to do it. You know?
I have a funny story about that too, is that, like, when I would drive, I'd get my car, your radio would be off and everything, and I would just listen, and I would, you know, breathe, and I would meditate, and I would unfocus, like I like to say. I would just allow myself, and I would drive, and then all of a sudden, every day I would be told, okay, you're good, turn on your radio. I would turn on my radio, and I swear to you, the first words coming out of whatever song it was had to do with what I was meditating about or thinking about, and, you know, it'd be like something about loving your friends or something like that, and it was the exact words at the exact time that would come out. And I mean, the first couple times I was like, okay, this is, you know, this is interesting. And then it just, I mean, we're talking months of this happening, and I was like, well, that is just awesome.
I love that. That happens to me too. You know, now that I have a car with a radio, sure enough, I turn it on, and there it is. There's the message. There's the confirmation. There's the affirmation. Like, whatever it was, it's so relevant.
Whatever you were to hear, whatever I was to hear, I heard at that point. Oh my gosh.
When you open up, when your consciousness opens up, you know, you receive the message, and the more you open, the more you receive. It's a miracle. It's incredible, but it's true.
Yeah, well, what I see is that our negative thoughts kind of take all of the space. You know, like they take the whole space, and they basically invade our positivity, who's, I think, naturally we're positive. You know, naturally something occurs, and we're just positive, but because of those thoughts that are like literally invading us and weighing us down, and we keep listening to us. That's the thing, is that we keep listening to those negative thoughts, thinking that they're true, they're it, they're reality. That's that. You can't change it. There's nothing to do. And I think that I like the question that Yvonne had, is like, how do you create this habit of you know, thinking positively, or having good thoughts, or feeling great. And I think that we've been, you know, we're at the point that we are at because we've been entertaining and feeding the negative all these years, and we're in the habit of negative. Now, in order to feed the habit of positive, then we have to feed it every day. We have to be committed to it. We have to say, okay, no, you know what? Negative doesn't work for me anymore. I'm going for positive. And then when you hear the negative, feed it positive, you know? And I heard somewhere once that, like, I always thought negative was stronger than positive. And I thought, you know, like, that was kind of like a negative thought I had, which was, well, yeah, sure, I'll think positive, but I need to think a lot of positive to get rid of all my negative, you know? But then somebody said, no, it's the positive that's more powerful. So like just think positively and it'll show up. And I really get that I had to practice it because yes, at one point in my life I was very negative. I was judgmental. And I didn't like being like that, but that's like the practice that I had done all my life, really. And, you know, in the beginning, I would say, I remember people would say, Jasmine, smile. And I'd be like, what do you mean smile? Wait, you just want me to go? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, but that's not real, which was, you know, another thought that was just telling me, you can't smile. It's not real. So at one point I was like, you know what, Jazz? You don't want this negativity. So why don't you just take the coaching and smile? So I would drive. I wasn't, you know, my mind wasn't connected to the smile, and I was like this. You know, and in the beginning it was a yellow smile, like we call that, you know, we're like, nah, whatever. But at one point I started going, I started laughing for real. I started going, okay, if people look at me, I'm like in traffic like this. And it's like, if they look at me, they're probably going to go, that chick's weird.
But you're making them smile.
Yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden it became true. And now I catch myself smiling in the car for no reason. And I'm like, look at this. Look at what's happening there. And like the response that, like, because whatever I would get from others would be a reflection of what I was giving them, right? And I thought, man, people, they're so rude. They're so mean. They're so, look at that bad mood. All these people are bad mood, you know?
So of course that's what you got back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now I get so much joy and I hang out with people like you, you know, who really like I'm like, it's so cool that I have more and more of these people that are here to spread love.
Yeah.
And it's like,
there's a story that I love, and everyone probably knows this, but it's this story that inside us we have a black wolf, which is anger, you know, negativity, we'll just say that, and a white wolf, which is the positive, which is love. And, you know, the question is, which one survives? And it's the one you feed the most.
Mm-hmm.
I love that one.
Yeah.
never heard it.
Really? Oh, it's fabulous. It's a little longer. I just gave you the Reader's Digest, but obviously with the wolf, I love it. But it's so powerful.
Well, and it's so true too. And you know, the other thing, you know, about how to do this and how, yeah, you know what, writing down the comments and stuff are a big key. But one of the things that, you know, really hit me that I really learned about was I'm not eliminating the negative. I am allowing, if you put up a block, right? Let's say you put up a dam. I don't want this water at all coming to me. That water, everything's going to build up against that dam. So what I've learned to do is that I allow it to come through. When those negative thoughts, when those negative things come, which they will come to everyone, you address them. Well, thank you. I'll see you later, goodbye, or I won't see you later, goodbye. And I actually can visualize it coming in the right side of my head, coming across my field of vision, and I see it and I say, well, thank you for, you know, coming into my life and addressing me. Now you can go. And I allow it to leave. I thank it and I allow it to leave. Whatever that negative thought is, whatever it is, I address it and allow it to go, as opposed to trying to block it out. And when you block it out, that black wolf, you're just feeding it and trying to suppress it and hide it. You know, to become a positive person and to allow your positivity to flow with others, you have to feed the white wolf. You have to feed that positivity and allow the negativity to go. Don't make it leave. Don't force it to leave, because you're not. You're forcing it to stay in your life.
That's why I love the EFT intention statement, emotional freedom technique, the tapping solution, right? So because we're human, we're going to have human emotions. We're going to have grief. We're going to have anger. You know, the idea is to move through it, not suppress it, as you were saying, Joshua. But it's even though I'm having these negative thoughts, you know, and everything today or in this moment feels like doom and gloom. Even though I'm having these thoughts, I deeply and completely and profoundly love and accept myself.
Yes. Well, and look at it this way too, is that something may have the appearance of a negative, be negative to you. And that appearance of that negativity could be from a programming that you've just been, you know, been through forever and ever and ever. When in reality, maybe that negative experience is a much greater positive experience, and it comes back and you realize that, oh my gosh, I learned so much from it. Like my for instance, and it's in my chapter, my for instance on that is about having a heart attack, about my left arm being numb, about seeing spots, about the severe headaches, about the chest pains. At that time, that was the most negative possible thing I could ever imagine. I was about to die, and it scared the hell out of me. And I was like, oh my gosh, oh my God, oh what am I going to do? What am I going to do? This is the worst thing happened. But you know what? It's the best thing that happened to me, because look where I am at this exact moment right now. So when you allow that stuff to happen, allow it to be, allow it to go, you know, and I get questioned all the time because I do talk about, you know, fear, doubt, and anger. You know, there's so much anger, and people don't know how to let it go, and they don't know how. You know, my first response is just try one thing more positive in a day and build on it, and it will build. You don't even have to do more. It will build, and it will grow. So it's interesting. You know, it's perspective.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, I think that what Jasmine just said is very important, and it can make our friends who will be watching think. When she said that she started to smile on her car, and then slowly she started to see other people smiling, and then she started to attract other people who were smiling and happy people, and she started, you know, like hanging out with us. And this is very important, because we have to understand that we cannot change other people. We cannot change our environment, or we can change ourselves. And if we change ourselves, then everything will change. What Jasmine just said is a proof, and it's very important to understand.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
change the way you see things, and things will change.
The reality transforms. It's incredible. When you change something, also a little thing inside yourself, then you see around you the reality, but the material reality changes. It's incredible, but it does. People change around you. You attract new people. You start to have more positive and easy people around you, and everything changes.
And you know, Ivan, you're so right. And you know, I get so often, well, I'm losing all my friends now that I have this new thought form, and I'm like, well, that could be a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, it seems I'm attracting these new people that are kind of happy, motivated. I'm like, yes, this is good. What happens? This is showing you you're on the right track.
When you are on this track, you're very likely to lose people. I think probably it happens to all of us. If you start to change your friends or the people you hang out with, or I don't know, you meet new ones, you lose some, but
I'll tell you what I found, though, is the ones that I thought I lost. they're still they're paying attention. You know, because
It's
just the fact that it's funny because I had a one of my friends that he made a kind of a not a mean comment, but he was kind of making fun of the whole positive comment of the day thing, and he said something about one of my posts that I had done, like 2-3 weeks ago, something like that. And I smiled and I laughed and I gave him a hug and I was like, "Well, thank you. Now I know you're reading my stuff. Good."
That's it.
Yeah, he's attracted to it for a reason, right?
Exactly. And again, it goes back to a lot of the programming that we've all been, that we've all been subjected to for so long, and it's changing. I'm telling you, I can see it changing. The world's changing for much better, and it's fun to be, along for the ride and be part of it.
So tell us, Joshua, do you want to share with us what you're up to lately with what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, a while back, actually before the book, I had started on putting together a coffee table book with the positive comments. Like I take them and, I have a photographer and she's taking pictures of them and she's got these ideas and stuff. And it kind of got pushed to the background with everything else going on. And it's interesting you ask, because right now I keep being told it's time to get working on that and get that together. And so I'm working on my coffee table book, getting that going. And so, any comments, send them in, mail them to me. It's my website has my address and stuff. You have to handwrite it and you have to sign it. So, send them in, and I'm going to start working on getting that. But I've been working on it. Now it's going to all come together, and I'm not going to worry about it, because when I worry about it, it never gets done. So I don't worry. And it's like I got a call to make later today. It's interesting you bring it up, because there's a call I'm going to make later today to go back to my photographer that she travels around the world and stuff, and I need to reach back out to her about getting it done and getting going on it. So that's part of it. And then looking to see, I'm allowing the whole Midas Touch book to see how this is growing and developing. And I've done some coaching, and I love speaking. There's going to be public speaking things come up that I think is going to involve all of us, honestly. Like, I know that we're all going to be on a stage together. I see it.
Me too, and I'm so excited because then I can hug all of you in person.
I know. Oh my gosh! And what we're going to be able to, because really we're in the beginning stages right now of spreading this out, of getting the word out. And once we actually start going, this is a snowball effect. So you ask me what I'm up to, what I'm doing now is I'm allowing this to grow into what it's going to grow into, and I'm not going to force it into anything. If you don't believe in a box, you don't have to think outside it. So that's what I'm up to.
I love that. Can you repeat that? If you don't believe?
If you don't believe in the box, then there's no box to get out of and think out of.
Nice.
Very, very good.
It's something I don't remember. I heard something similar to it not that long ago, and I can't remember where I heard it. It was just kind of in passing. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so me. So I think it's true. And the box is our program.
You will soon see a book of your positive comments.
Oh yeah.
It's coming, we know, but we feel what it's coming, and it's coming.
It is.
Oh, and this is just volume 1.
Oh, yes.
I mean, once people start seeing it, the comments are going to keep coming in, and I'm just going to keep publishing them. Let's share this.
Yeah. Well, I thank everybody who's listening to our hangouts. I invite everybody who is listening to find time to join us and come and chat with us, because we're like, we can't wait for you guys to do that. And we want to make sure that you have your copy. I'm going to, throw it out there. Anybody that's listening, if you want an ebook, just email me or send me a message on Facebook, I should say, and I'll get you a free copy just because you listened to this this hangout with us. And if you want to have a hard copy, because I have a girlfriend who's like, no, Jasmine, I need my hard copy, you can go on Amazon and get your copy. They've got tons. Really. And next week we've got me. Woohoo! So that's it. If you guys have final words, we can say thank you, Joshua. Thank you for spreading the positive comment. And
love and gratitude to you, Joshua. Thank you.
Thank you, Joshua.
Thank you guys very much. I mean, it's the pleasure truly is mine. And I do, I appreciate and, I love you guys very much.
All right. Well, take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, bye.